Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another weather forecast. In this video, we're going to be taking another look at this preliminary U.S. forecast on the big upcoming pattern change. Going to be seeing up to winter and fall temperatures for portions of the eastern and central United States throughout the next week or so. And then we're going to be seeing those really warm temperatures. Summer temperatures, actually, for still a lot of the western United States, not just Death Valley, across the region, the Rockies, Sierras, and even up to the northern Midwest by upcoming the end of the week here. But we're going to be starting seeing a big pattern flip after this. After this week, we're actually going to be seeing that really warm air, that really big warm front that's in the west right now, is going to merge eastward. It's actually going to become a very large cross-country warm front. So you're going to go from seeing really cold temperatures for portions of the eastern and western United States, eastern and central United States, to quite the warm temperatures. So we're going to be seeing two big pattern changes, one now and then one next week. But before we get into the video, please subscribe if you're new, hit the like button and post notification icon. But without further ado, let's get into this video. So this is the 6 to 10 day outlook. So this is October 6th to October 10th. And as you do see, that cold air is going to start wearing off here. That cold air, I mean, that cold front is going to really start wearing off. It's only going to bring a 33 to 40% chance for below average temperatures, and it will bring in possibly only 1, maybe 5 degrees below average. I mean, it won't be significant as it will be in the next coming days here. As you see, that warm front's going to continue to move eastward, and look at that. As you see, the 90 to 100% chance, the 80 to 90% chance is now moving eastward as well for portions of Wyoming, Idaho, and portions of the Center Rockies and Western Plains. But as you do see, I mean, now portions of the eastern United States, portions of the Midwest are also getting above average, and that's going to really kill that fall vibe from the 50s and 40s and even upper 20s for portions of overnight lows. But now going to start seeing kind of more fall-like, maybe in some places summer-like temperatures, depending on where you are. But that warm front's going to be very large. And then you see it's going to be very large going early on into portions of next week here. I mean, very large warm front, and that's going to really impact the pattern change up there for portions of the eastern United States. I mean, you guys can possibly see up to a 40 to 50 degree difference in 1 week, from seeing very cold temperatures up to 20 degrees below average to then next week seeing up to possibly 20 degrees above average. So it's going to really be quite a huge change from 1 week to the other, and that's because that big warm front's going to really move eastward here, because that ridge breaks at that warm front, gets extremely strong. It's been kind of in place for too long, and it's going to start moving eastward and expanding, and then that's going to actually allow by late next week some finally, yes, cold air. I said it, cold air in the western United States, but it won't be as long lasting, sadly. Like I said, you see October 8th to October 14th, there's that warm air continuing to move east, where the whole mainland United States will be having a chance for above average temperatures. Like I said, it's going to be a very large cross-country warm front. I mean, it's going to be quite significant, especially for portions of the Midwest, Great Lakes, and South Central, even Western Plains. We do have a 70 to 80% chance for above average temperatures right there in that general area, the heart of the plains. And then from coast to coast, we have a 50 to 40% chance. I mean, it's going to be quite the big key. But you see that cold air is going to start coming in from British Columbia during that time. You're going to start seeing this. The temperatures are going to start going up. As you see, only a 33 to 40% chance, but the week previous, you're seeing up to a 60 to 70% chance. So that's going to allow some cold air to come into the northwest and then become quite widespread for the western United States. But that's going to cause a very big warm up for the eastern United States. So it's going to be two big pattern changes. Really, the biggest one actually could be next week, when we see the cold air emerging into the western United States by late next week. And that's going to really strengthen that warm front for portions of the eastern and central United States, so it can go back to actually seeing reasonable temperatures instead of 20s, 30s, 40s. I mean, I had a 48 degree low overnight. I mean, that is not normal for September or even early October, as tomorrow does mark the first day of October. But let's go and look at the two temperature anomaly. So here, look now at the two temperature anomaly. As you see, this is actually currently what we're seeing throughout the next 6 hours here. And as you do see, we're starting to see that cold air still from that first wave of that first wave from the cold front. Still bringing in effects for portions of the southeast, but not as significant. But look at that warm air right there in the western United States. That will soon be by next week a cross-country warm front. And then you see the beginning of that second wave here. So as you see, this second wave is beginning before the first wave even ends. You see a little teeny little warm air trying to get in and take advantage of that little gap. But it's going to get eaten up alive by that cold front there. And it can completely submerge, man. Look at that. Completely different kind of weather between states. I mean, look. The far eastern part of Montana can be seeing up to 12 to 15 degrees below average. The far western part in the Idaho border, different story at 15 degrees above average, almost a 30-degree difference there. Look at that right there. Portions of Northern California, much of the Oregon coast, possibly seeing up to 20 plus degrees above average there. But look at that big cold front there going to be coming in. And going to bring a cold week for portions of the eastern and west, or eastern and central United States throughout much of this week here, or remaining this week into the weekend. Saturday going to be quite chilly here for portions of the eastern United States there, and that warm air is continuing to move eastward. And once that cold front comes to an end, oh wow, it's going to be really warm for much of the United States. Look at that. I mean, look how much this warm front just kills that cold front by October 6th here. And look how large that warm front is. I mean, that's quite a large warm front. Look at all of Canada as well, and under the spell of this warm front. But look at that, up to possibly over 16 plus degrees above average. Look at that right there, Montana, up to 25 degrees above average. But like I said, some cold air will make its way by late next week. It will try to make its way back into the west, but look at this. Really going to hit the central plains and Midwest. Like I did say, the worst of it will be in the plains and Midwest, up to possibly 20 plus degrees above average there for Friday, October 9th. As we continue, that warm front will move eastward, and it's going to kind of die down a little bit, but still bring up to 15 degrees above average there. And then that cold air still trying to get back into the western United States. But like I said, won't be super long lasting. Only last a few days max as well. So last but not least, to check out the European model here on two temperature anomaly. As you see, there's that cold front finishing up right now. That little warmer trying to take advantage of that little gap, but that second cold front will not allow that. But look, it's really, really warm air in the west, up to possibly around 16 to 17 degrees above average in the next coming hours. And there comes that big cold front up to 12, 15 degrees below average. I mean, it's going to be quite the big cold front, especially for the Great Lakes there in southeast. And as you see, it's going to be quite impactful for those areas as well. But October 6th, October 7th is when that warm front starts to take advantage there and expand eastward quite a bit. Going to bring it around 12 to 15 degrees above average in the worst of those areas there in those brown colors there. And then actually the European model is actually showing another cold front that the GFS does not support on October 9th, which is actually when that warm air is supposed to be at its worst. But look at that, up to possibly 17 to 19 degrees above average, up to 20 degrees above average. Look at that. Look how big that warm up is. I mean, look how big that warm front is. It's obviously going to be the worst in Canada, but that is showing you how large it is. Not just the United States, up to 22 degrees above average. I mean, look at that. That's a massive warm front. And you're going to start getting the northern plains and Midwest quite hit hard as well. I mean, look at that. Wow. 25 degrees above average. I mean, that is such a very large warm front. I mean, it just comes, I mean, the West is actually lucky it wasn't that bad, or it isn't that bad right now. I mean, look at what they're seeing. I mean, yeah, they're seeing up to 15, 20 degrees above average, but this one's going to be being up to 25 plus degrees above average. Very huge change. I mean, huge change from seeing this now in the coming days to then seeing that a week later. I mean, that's showing you how big this pattern change will be in the next week. Hope you guys did enjoy the video though. Please do not forget to like and subscribe, and bye guys.